That was Force of Nature Extended, and we did make the cut. Parts of the Atlantic provinces, wow, we were hit with some pretty intense weather yesterday. Basically, it's been system after system there, so it's been pretty intense. Kasia Bodurka with you here for this New Year's Eve morning. What kind of weather do we have in store? Well, a bit of a cleanup story, and that's actually a record by this time of year. This past month, over 100 centimeters of snow fell, and last year, just to show you the contrast, in the month of December, only 35 centimeters fell. So what a year it's been so far. So far. Now, Sunday night through Monday, we got a good bout of snow through the Maritime provinces as well. Heaviest amounts, Gagetown around Fredericton, Tweedside, 28 centimeters of snow. St. John, though we were expecting heavier amounts of snow there, we had precipitation in the form of icing as well. We had ice, we had a little bit of rain as well, and then rain certainly through the Halifax region as well, where we picked up a good amount as well, about an inch of rain there. Meanwhile, to the north, St. John's picked up 14 centimeters on top of all that snow. We had already gotten other portions of the province between 10 and 15 centimeters of snow. We talked about an inch of rain on the ground. For you in southern portions of the province, yeah, there it is. And again, we talked about some of the ice that fell down. So we have 6 millimeters that fell in St. John, 3 in Charlottetown. All this to say, it was messy weather yesterday, right? And through the overnight. Now, what is to come? A little bit of a break, but really, really cold temperatures. If you've been out today, or if you can just, peer outside your window, you could probably tell it's really cold out there. That's in behind that system. Also very blustery. We've got a low that's just going to be scooting us to the extreme south. So we could be seeing some flurries in the next 24 to 48 hours for you in Yarmouth, but really not a big weather story. Again, the bigger weather story is the cold. In fact, we do have wind chill warnings in effect for places in New Brunswick. So we're talking about wind chill values of about minus 35. For parts of New Brunswick, very, very cold, especially for this morning. Temperatures not getting up too high, really. Fredericton, a daytime high of only minus 16 today. That's your base temperature. I'm not even talking about your wind chill there. All right, so your long-range weather story looks like this. We do have another low brewing to the south, merging with yet another system. Thursday evening into Friday, it shouldn't affect us by a whole lot. Earlier models were suggesting that we might be walloped yet again, but at this point it looks like, again, just more eastern portions of the provinces could be seeing some snow showers because of that, and again, blustery. And warmer temperatures over the weekend, but that's all changed, and that's just history. Now we do have snow squalls setting up, and we have been seeing that. We've got the winds shifting as well, so your traditional snow belt areas will be seeing the snow flurries this morning for your commute. Mount Etna has erupted again, spewing ash and lava into the sky. Will it pose any threats to communities? We'll tell you coming up. It's the last day of 2013, and Canadians across the country will be hoping the weather doesn't cancel the party. Another volcano makes the news as Europe's most active peak puts on a show. New Year's Eve is upon us, and that means it's time to party across the country, but of course the weather can have other ideas. Make sure you're well dressed for the elements, but remember, no matter what your plans are for tonight, make sure you don't drink and drive. Another storm left a lot of snow over Newfoundland on Monday. The weather is being blamed for higher than normal water levels and pounding surf. A storm surge warning is in place with the northwest coast at risk. A storm surge of 40 centimeters is forecasted. Cyclone Christine made landfall yesterday, striking the west coast of Australia. The Category 3 system is expected to bring massive storm surges of up to 5 meters, flooding and destructive winds of about 200 kilometers an hour. A red alert has been issued for residents in several communities, including Port Hedland. That means people must not go outside until all clear is given. Mount Etna was at it again on Monday, dazzling onlookers as it shot lava and ash high into the air. Europe's most active volcano has been erupting a lot in recent months after a new crater formed on the southeastern side of the mountain. This was Etna's 20th eruption of 2013. Officials report that no nearby communities are in any danger at the moment. And that's what's making news for this hour. I'd love it if you could stay with us because, of course, we do have more information about your New Year's Eve forecast and, of course, what you can expect for the first week of January 2014. A record amount of snow on the ground in St. John's, Newfoundland, and wind chill warnings all the way from Saskatchewan to New Brunswick. Kasia Bodurka with you here. We are talking about a cold, cold New Year's Eve, and I'll walk you through your forecast right now, where it was quite the winter wallop in some places. Let's take a look at some of these snowfall amounts that we had picked up over the past 24 hours. So between Sunday night into your Monday morning, some places around Fredericton picked up a good 28 centimeters of snow. That's pretty impressive considering we already had so much snow on the ground. I told you about the watches and warnings in place for wind chills. So it is cold. We're looking at wind chills around minus 35 for you in parts of New Brunswick. Any areas marked in purple there. So there you have it. And also in Quebec, super, super cold. Parts of Labrador as well. This morning here, we have a storm surge warning in effect as well. Pounding surf expected for northern parts of Newfoundland. And that's all because of that departing low and the really strong winds that we have going on. This morning, you can see here with the tightly packed isobars, there's your winds associated with that low. We can say goodbye to that low. Wipe our hands of it, and then it's going to be relatively quiet for the next 24, even 48 hours really, except, that's a big except, it's going to be very, very cold. So it's a stay inside kind of day if you don't like the cold. My hands just froze in a matter of seconds. Yeah, so another cold day. In fact, it's going to be even colder today. Good news, right? And we do have some snow squalls because of all that cold air moving over the Great Lakes. So we are expecting winds to shift right now. So we do have a southeasterly flow, a southwesterly flow, I should say. So some places that don't as often see the squalls are seeing it now. But eventually the winds will shift and come out of the northeast. And then your typical areas will be seeing that for your morning rush, which by the way will obviously be a little less busy today, hopefully, right? It being New Year's Eve. Picking up a general 5 to even 15 centimeters of snow through your typical snow belt regions. That's today through your Wednesday. We do have a weak clipper moving through the region as well. Did you wake up to some new fresh powder? I did on my car. A good few centimeters of snow actually because of that clipper. But that clipper has been ushering in very, very cold air. So we're just going to continue to see more of the same really. We're seeing the deeper blues. We're talking about really cold wind chills of about minus 15. So that's in behind that cold front. And then we have another one coming to the region. So really what I can tell you though, over the next 24 to 48 hours also in southern Ontario, we're not expecting too much activity. Areas in Niagara now, we're expecting some snow, maybe 5 to even 15 centimeters of snow. That's going to be late day Wednesday into your Thursday. More details on that coming up.
Fresh.
The further south you are, the better the chances of you being able to get out there, commute, grab a Subway sandwich. We've got a mix of sun and clouds, actually, southern portions of Nova Scotia. Even Fredericton, St. John clearing out quite nicely this morning. The further north you go, though, the more active weather we do have. And that's where we urge you to stay inside if you possibly can. Across Newfoundland, very cold and still quite active.
The best part of waking up is Folgers in your cup.
Are you a coffee person? I'm a coffee person, and when I see such cold temperatures across the country, it makes me want to reach for another coffee. All right, have a look. So the city of Toronto this morning, temperatures feeling like minus 14, and anywhere through to St. John's, it's feeling, well, like the minus mid-teens, even minus 20, and even worse for you in Saskatchewan and Manitoba. Have a look at some of these wind chill values. You're looking at the numbers marked in blue. That's how it's actually feeling.